Okay, guys, welcome to a brand new episode of WrestleSlam, the podcast brought to you by Manscaped.com and the McCoy Casino, Cork City, proud supporters of the WrestleSlam podcast, and we'd like to thank them. Don't forget, guys, we always have that promo code. It is WrestleSlam. And if you want to get the 4.0 package and 20% off, all you have to do is type in WrestleSlam as your promo code. We're joined by the one and only Mr. Phil Connolly. And we just want to say as well, Matt will be stepping away from WrestleSlam just for a few weeks. Don't worry, he will be back in due course. He just has to focus on himself for the time being, but Matt will be back in due course. So he's on a little vacation for the next few weeks. So yet again, thank you tuning in our way. Now we are fresh off RCW, hooked on a feeling where LJ Clary was crowned the brand new RCW World Champion in an explosive match with Butch Armstrong and Charlie Sterling. We have some footage up on our YouTube channel, WrestleSlam, so do check that out. And Phil was on camera duties as always. And look, without Phil Connolly, WrestleSlam Sports Matters would be nothing. So Phil, thank you for awesome camera work as always. And we're going to talk obviously RCW first, Phil. It was a great show. Obviously, Keno Cork. It's been billed as the last show in Keno Cork. But what was your thoughts first of all on RCW in the Keno Cork?
There was a lot of memories on there. There's a lot of moments. The big pop of the night was the box.
Yeah.
Oh, J Money with his what's in the box? J Money's in the box.
J Money is in the box, and like for I suppose the European fans that have not been to an Irish show just yet, J Money is one of our elite superstars here in Ireland, and he made a return. I think the last time I seen J Money maybe Seshmont Martina down in the Circus Factory.
He got a tooth injury.
Yeah. So he's been away from Cork for a while, but he's a household name, Phil, isn't he?
Yeah, in the Irish scene, I think he banged his mouth in that actual match with Martina. And he was showing us the last time that he had to get a lot of surgery done to fix it.
He did, and he's such a beautiful man. He's destined for Hollywood. He's destined for absolute greatness. So completely understandable why he had to step aside. But it was good to have him back. And yet again, Phil, look, we know Charlie What's in the Box was there. We had so many superstars there on the night. You know, we had Leif and Buzzard. We had you know what I mean? The list is endless. But like overall, you know what I mean? What kind of matches stood out for you?
I mean, the event was outstanding.
Yeah. One of the best you've seen?
The live, yeah, it's LJ Clary is something else. Like if you look at LJ Clary, put up a post last night just on him. He said he wrestled in 8 matches, 6 promotions, 5 flights, 4 countries, 2 championships, 2 sessions coached at a training seminar, and 1 beautiful life. You know what I mean? So in the last 10 days, he's had 8 matches in 6 different promotions.
His box office, and like I was always saying on the last show, Phil, we seen Lyra Valkyra's first ever match in Cork, and it was actually her first ever match in general. But LJ was starting off then as well, and we've been lucky enough to see LJ for so many years. You know, he's been on camera with us for so many years. You know, obviously we've seen the days he was with More Than Hype, and you know what I mean, he done so much, but he is the you know what I mean, the legit MVP of Irish wrestling. How impressed have you been with LJ? Because like as you said, look, we've been watching him since 2014, 15. It's incredible.
I think, is it in the last 6 to 8 months he's been on some role. It's only a matter of time before he is in America full time. I don't understand why he's not even on Impact. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But again, I don't know how hard the logistics of visas and all this kind of thing is.
It's like it is a cliche. We I think any time that we talk to an Irish star or a European star, we are not forced into the habit, but we have a habit of saying, look, you know, when are you going to move to America? You know, what's next? You know, there's talks of Impact, NXT, Raw, SmackDown, you know, All Elite. It's just a cliche, but look, Phil, it's probably fair to say, look, this is what they all work for. To get to that stage, like the indie scene is incredible. It's fucking awesome, that indie scene across Europe, and you could make a great living from that. But like, it's fair to say, look, America is where it's all at.
Sure, LJ there had a superb match with Pac that was shown on AEW. That's probably his biggest profile match. As far as getting out there, that was I think it was on Derek. Was that remember the show on Derek one of the
Yeah,
weeks?
and
Brilliant.
Pac defended the title, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
And you had the match against Mark Cardona in Dublin at OTT, which he beat Mark Cardona, and then obviously yeah, it's just it's I was gonna say, yeah, it's like the man is incredible.
He'll
He
be the guy
is.
to go to and out for all the big matches because he's just on that level of he will deliver.
Well, if you remember that triple threat that we've seen at RCW, and to this day, people will say it's probably the greatest triple threat in Irish wrestling history, where it was LJ, Fabio, and Martin Stairs
Yeah,
in Cork in the Kino.
yeah.
And,
Sadly, it
and
was the one that I missed.
yeah, oh, Jesus, yeah, I just thought of that. Sorry,
Yeah.
I
I
thought it
know
was the one before
I
that.
was able to go back and watch it on their YouTube channel, which everyone should subscribe to, by the way. Um, RCW's YouTube channel for all the latest shows. This new one should be out within a week, I think. The one that
I
we were
think
just
so.
talking about. Yeah.
I think so. And there was a camera or two knocked on the night, which was telling you how extreme the wrestling was. The RCW felt there was new merch. RC fucking W. We seen new kind of jumpers, a lot of stuff going on. But look, it was a great feelful night, wasn't it? And look, there was so many people happy going home that night.
Yeah, and then of course they did Jack Black tribute to end the night, which I really liked.
Yeah.
That was a nice touching moment. But the thing is, again, like this may not be the end of the Kino. Uh,
Yes, I think due to the fans and due to the fact that it's more than just a night, it's a family attending a night of wrestling. I think there's talks obviously new management involved in the keynote, but I think they might consider having RCW, retain their spot there because of the beautiful love from all the fans towards the keynote.
yeah, and the beauty, yeah, exactly. I just want to give a special shout to CBL and his amazing entrance. Um, that was quite funny. Huge pop for the fans as well.
Yup, Longford. CBL, guys, if you haven't checked it yet on our YouTube channel, we put up a few videos late last night, so people still don't know that there, but now you know. If you go onto the WrestleSlam YouTube channel, we have interviews with CBL, Leifin, Buzzard, we have Luke Barry, we have there's loads. There's loads. LJ Clary, his first interview as RCW champion. I feel that kind of reminds me of the time we interviewed Jordan Devlin, aka JD McDonough,
Yeah,
just after he won his first OTT World Championship in Dublin. It's similar kind of vibe watching you on camera and getting to ask the questions, which was true on it, but it could have felt like
very
very sim.
similar. Yeah, very similar.
Yeah, we're gonna look back at this and say, look, 8, 9 years from now, look, WWE, you're more than welcome to have the content, but we want a fee of 25,000. No, I'm only messing. You can have it for free, but look, just give us credit. But yeah, it's look, LJ is something else, isn't he? And yet again,
Or the
he
world's at his feet now. I think the next 2 years are vital.
yeah.
I reckon he'll go. He's definitely going to go places.
I personally see him because obviously when we chatted to him, sometimes these superstars know, obviously they know what's happening. Like he could have a contract offer on the table already. He could be in the process of arranging visas. He could be
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
wanting to finish off 6 months of bookings and then go to America. But it's fair to say that he's surely going to be in America this time next year.
Yeah. No doubt about it.
Where do you see him go?
I'd love him. I'd love to see him in the X division, but that's just me.
Oh Jesus! Imagine him versus
Saban,
Trey,
yeah.
Trey Miguel, Sabian, and Mike Bailey.
Mike Bailey and all these guys, yeah.
And
I
they
know
know.
he's fought Mike a few times on OTT, like, but
Yeah, yeah. The world is his oyster. But guys, if you haven't checked yet, just go on to YouTube, type in WrestleSlam. Make sure you subscribe. We don't ask people to subscribe. We should be. We're a bit stupid at times when it comes to asking people to subscribe to stuff. We're just laid back. And you know what? Like realistically, we're actually not too bothered in the sense of like, we don't really look at stuff like that. But yeah, apparently this day and age you need subscribers. Apparently this day and age you need views and such and such. We do it for other reasons in the sense of we kind of enjoy it, but and we don't make money from it. Like we haven't set up Patreon, we haven't done any of that shit. But as you say, we enjoy it. And look, we've been covering wrestling for the bones of 7, 8 years since before LJ just started. So we've been there since day one. But Yeah, like Phil, in regards to RCW yet again, the Sem, this guy everyone's talking about, an Italian wrestler. Obviously, flew over from Italy. Good friends with Renzo Rose. But this guy only wrestling perhaps about a year, but he's so good, Phil, isn't he?
Again, it goes down to the fun factor. There was one point where he walked towards me, which was quite funny when it was camera was on.
Did it come out good, the footage? I remember
Yeah,
right. Could you? I said something that we could use, yeah, down the
yeah, I
road.
think so, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. But yeah, he's just fun wrestler, fun environment, and of course we got the cake thrown, which is kind of associated with himself. Um, and then yeah, is of course Dino. I really like Dino. I think he's on a bit of a rut now because he's lost the last few matches. Um,
Mm.
but they did a good job. Good match, fun match, and some dancing, and the crowd were loving it. You know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's surreal. It is absolutely surreal that we have this in Cork. Irish wrestling, Phil, is at a great place. It's you know what I mean. We have yet again. There's RCW, there's OTT, there's Hard Knocks. FFP wrestling. We have Titanic wrestling, No Limits wrestling. It's just a great time to be an Irish fan. And yet again, I'm looking forward to what's going to be announced next for RCW, Phil. There was talk that there was a July show. I think it'll still happen, won't it?
Yeah. There's no announcement anyway, like on the weekend about it, so
Yeah,
we'll have to see where we're going with that. Of course, we have to kind of think so. Billy will let us know straight away once things are moving.
definitely, definitely. No, obviously we're going to switch across the seas to America just for now. Obviously there's new belts being exposed via WWE. And the latest belt, Phil, you're not a fan of. It's Asuka being presented with a new woman's belt. But listen, what's your thoughts? Well, Triple H is a steady guy. He's a guy that we trust, a guy that we absolutely adore. And he's a guy that I believe will take everything in the right direction. But these belts seem a bit kind of crazy. I know they're saying that obviously there's an undisputed Universal Championship, an undisputed WWE Championship. What the fuck is going on?
It's laziness is all I can see. Uh,
Yeah,
exact same belt that Roman Reigns was presented with, just with a white strap. I mean, like, come on, like, I mean, like something. Give us anything, a different design. It's
yeah,
like it's almost like they just they don't really. I don't know. I don't want to say they don't care because they obviously do.
yeah. What was your thoughts? So I remember we spoke about the new heavyweight championship. Did you like that belt?
Again, laziness because it's just different color on a different belt.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, I don't mind the color. I don't mind the belt. I just think again, it needs something. Like, it all goes down to branding. It's sad reality of it.
yeah.
Otherwise we'd have cool belts. Like you can't have a belt with a small tiny WWE on it. Has to have this
I'm,
big WWE logo on it.
I'm going to put you on a spot right now, Phil Connolly. Right? What's your favorite WWE belt of all time?
The one with Bret Hart won at WrestleMania 10.
So that would be the kind of circular one that Austin had as well. Yeah,
WrestleMania 14 was the last night I was there, I think. Yeah.
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 I agree. I agree. And that was something similar to what Cody wanted to bring back too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it would have been, yeah. I just can't get over how much these belts are the same. It's ridiculous. Um, Speaking of belts, I do have positive news.
Okay.
Roman Reigns has finally surpassed CM Punk's WWE Championship reign by one day, but he's done it.
And
So
overall rankings. Oh, where does this put him? I think it puts him third in the overall rankings. Is it third or fourth?
let's have a look. One quick look.
No, no.
But yeah, I think it's definitely up there.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like he's not going to surpass the all-time record. I don't think anyone will ever fucking surpass that record. What was it, like 5 years or something?
8 years.
Was it Bruno? Was it Bruno Santini? Was it,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, spot on.
So that they're not gonna surpass that. But like you're
No,
you're a big Roman fan, and you're not being biased because we've been lucky enough to see him wrestle and meet him. But it's you like him. You really like Roman Reigns.
yeah. In the last year, he's he's just become what he should have been from probably day one after he left the Shield.
Yeah.
No nonsense, you know.
Yeah, no, he's a blessing. He's a blessing. And I look forward to seeing what's next for Roman. The question remains, who dethrones Roman Reigns? And me, Phil, Matt, anyone that we've had on, we've always been opinionated about it. But I'd say the belts are safe in his hands for a bit more, Phil, yeah?
I think that's why we got that other belt with Seth Rollins, because this is going to be going on until at least WrestleMania, if not longer.
Yeah, no, I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
And again, we talked about it before about if there's no one there to beat him, what's the point of taking it?
Exactly. Fucking about. Just if a guy is on a good reign, you might as well keep it. If no one's really, really worthy of beating him, there's no point giving the belts,
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the end of the day. If they gave it to someone like Bray Wyatt and then Bray Wyatt's crap, doesn't that be like, oh, you should have left it on Reigns?
Defeats the purpose, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of belt changes, look, we're going to get back to some more news, but Steve Macklin has already lost the belt, which is bizarre. Now, congratulations, Alex Shelley. Congratulations, Jesus Christ, we're big fans. We absolutely adore you. We had Steve Macklin on 3-4 days.
Last week.
3-4 days before that title defense, and he's lost the belt, Phil. What is your thoughts on that? Any insight?
You know what? I was watching it, mind blown, because I'm watching this going. First off, Chris Sabian beat Trey Miguel, which again was a shock because I thought Trey would went on for longer. I'm only bringing it up because it's going to get to my point in a second.
Yeah.
And then Alex Shelley beat Macklin, very clean, very 1-2-3, and there was no, what was the word? No screw jobbies.
Yeah.
This was as good as you can get a win. But I was mind blown. I couldn't believe it, to be honest with you. I was sitting there going in shock a small bit. And then you had the moment with Chris Sabin and Shelley holding up the belts, which I think is a really cool moment. Really is. I'm just wondering, is it going to lead to Sabin and Shelley fighting?
It makes sense.
I don't think they've ever had a feud.
I don't think so, no.
Not a proper feud anyway. They might have had a match or two against each other, but not a proper feud. Because the holder of the X Division belt has the option to go for the world belt. So
yeah, he does. It's it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I'm all for it now. Steve Macklin, I'm a big fan of. We were out about him getting the belt, and deservedly so, But Shelley and Sabian, look, Sabian's a guy that's he's one of the greats. He's one of the greats. Same as Shelley. Is it good for Impact moving forward? Look, we're big Impact fans. So Talk is not going to open up Impact this week. That's the opening. The champions will be coming out with the belts. But is it good for Impact moving forward?
Do you know what? If the time was right, yes, but I don't think it's good timing. Like I like Nick Aldis, but like Nick Aldis and Alex Shelley doesn't particularly jump off the table at me for Slamversary. Slamversary is the second biggest TNA pay-per-view behind Bound for Glory. So I don't know. I wait and see. Me and my brother are chatting, and we think Bully Ray is going to beat Shelley in the next week or two.
Yeah, a lot of fans say that too.
We do, because I just can't see that match. I just can't see it. And again, as we said, we love Shelley to bits. I just can't see that match happening.
Yeah,
I think it's too random and too like it's not a match you can get invested in. That's the best way to put it.
I was saying there the other day, I was speaking to a friend. I was saying if Impact was live on Sky Sports, I'd watch it. I'd stay up and watch it. That's where I'm at with Impact. Yeah, I like it.
I'm the same. Yeah, it can be watched, but like it's very hard to. Yeah.
If we've talked about this numerous times, Phil, if we were based in America, if we were smart enough many years ago to when we started our media journeys and stuff to base ourselves in America, there'd be no doubt we'd be watching Impact.
Yeah.
Live and with Raw and SmackDown, obviously I remember being in Vancouver, living in Vancouver. I was watching the 7-8 o'clock. and it was great. You know what I mean? To be able to come home from work and watch it, but like, it's Impact is just something special about Impact, isn't there? It's like, you know what I mean? TNA was incredible. TNA was fucking
Yeah, see what happened was they went through this whole thing and there was just so much bullshit and no one's coming back. They've lost all their fan base.
yeah.
It was just stupid stuff like Jeff Hardy in the woods chasing after Hornswoggle. It was it was just stuff like that. And it just progressively got worse. And
Crazy times.
well, it got to the point where Samoa Joe was bundled in the back of a white van and there was never an explanation.
Never.
Yeah, yeah, that kind of shit. So no one cared.
Yeah.
But in the last since the pandemic, I suppose they've kind of turned a corner.
They have, thankfully, and we've seen a lot of champions. You know, Moose. There was Josh Alexander, obviously Steve Mack.
Rich Swann and a few others, yeah.
Yeah, so the belts have changed quite a bit. You know, there's been no. I'd say Alexander will probably kept that belt for a while though. Providing he didn't get injured, like, you know. But yeah, no, Steve Macklin, rightly so, deserved to be champion. He's already lost the belt though, which is
Where does he
bizarre.
go from here is what I'm curious about.
Is there an injury? Is there something going on behind the scenes? We do not know, but I suppose next week and this week will tell a lot.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to stay tuned to that. But I'm going to get through some quick news there, Phil, and I know you've got some news as well to get through. So just in regards to our friends at Wrestle Inc., obviously there was Jeff Hardy was at a concert. Well, he was performing at a concert, and Karrion Kross was in attendance. He gave the thumbs up. It seemed like a great night. Obviously Eric Bischoff talks about things that he could not get right in WCW. That's something that's worth reading as well. Details on Disney's reported interest in WWE. So obviously there was a merge there recently, as you know, with the UFC, but now there's talks that there might be a Disney deal, which could be interesting. But then again, you know what I mean? Is there a catch? Can they only?
Well, just on it there now, the WWE and is it Fox have ceased their negotiations, so it looks like they're coming off Fox.
Yeah, which is interesting. They've been there how long? 4 years, SmackDown? 5 years?
2019, so 4.
Yeah. So remember, not long after we were at Mania, obviously Kobe lost the belt, didn't
Yeah,
he?
because it was like a 4-year deal with 250 million a year. So yeah, $1 billion deal because they made a big deal out of it at the time.
Yeah, $1 billion, Jesus Christ. It's like
Yeah,
water. It's like water to them, you know. So yeah, it remains to be seen if this Disney deal will happen. Obviously, that's a good thing for everyone because look, we all have Disney, I suppose, and you know we get to watch it live, perhaps on top of being on BT. But time will tell. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has apparently lost 60 million in the XFL's first season. Phil, I didn't even know the XFL was on by, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it came back all right last year. It just wasn't promoted or anything.
And what's the situation? Are they filling out stadiums? Do you know any intake in it? It's obviously trying to knock the NFL, but like, is the XFL, is there full stadiums? Is there big players involved? What's the situation on your side, you know?
No, not much, because I don't really watch American football.
Yeah.
But what I've been reading is that they're going to blame the pandemic for fans not coming back. So
Yeah, well, America is booming. I do know that. I know for football, like soccer. Obviously Messi's at to sign up for Inter Miami, but like they're building stadiums that are 40, 50,000 capacity for the football. So I know NFL's fucking the elite sport out there on top of the UFC and everything else. But yeah, I must look into that. I must have a quick look there now, and I'll next week I'll talk about the XFL. Obviously, guys, we know that Rob Van Dam is, you know, iconic. And again, look, the guy is a legend. He's hoping to see Sabu make it into the Hall of Fame. Phil, can you ever see Sabu inducted into the Hall of Fame? Surely there's a claim.
next year in the Philadelphia, ECW are going to have a presence at that one.
Yeah.
I just don't know who will or what will go in. But yeah, I think, like, no matter what you say about Sabu and what you think of him, but he's done some things that are just magical over the years.
And did you meet Sabu in Cork that time? Yeah.
I actually didn't.
Yeah.
I know some of the lads were saying that he was outside looking for joints off him.
Yeah. No, we met him in Limerick. I remember I was flying to Ibiza, but I had to go to Limerick, and Bret Hart was in Cork with Sabu.
Yeah, I was at that one, but he wasn't at that one.
Oh, it must have been a different one, yeah. And obviously, I got to meet Sabu, but what a guy! I met him at a WrestleCon as well in New Orleans, and I absolutely love Sabu. I think there's a massive claim that he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. An ECW legend, true and true, an absolute daredevil, the craziest motherfucker you'll ever see in a ring, in a good way. He took wrestling to new heights, and I think he's partially the reason. I'm one of a few others that ECW was so big. So we're all for Sabu here at WrestleSlam to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Sabu, we love your thoughts on it, my man. We hope to have you on in the next week or two. So guys, do you think Sabu should be in the Hall of Fame? I think we're all in agreement. This guy is incredible, and he looked $1 million in All Elite there recently as well. He looks really good health wise, and look, what a guy, what a guy. And I know you don't fuck around with Sabu. He's legit. Right, fellas, do you have any news you want to bring up quickly?
Sasha Banks Mercedes Monet is progressing well, so that's good to know.
Yeah.
Would be good. She was actually supposed to be on Forbidden Door, but her injury will keep her off the card. It looks like. Drew McIntyre, WWE want him back for the Money in the Bank in the UK. So
is that his last show, do you reckon? Last pay-per-view?
I think I think he's 6 months left on his contract.
If you were in Drew McIntyre's mind right now, okay, what do you think is going on? Is he happy? Is he not happy? Is he?
It's very, very difficult because he got all his moments when no people were there.
Yeah.
And the thing is, that was what, 2 years ago? I think WWE don't want to go back to the well with him that soon.
And he did win the Rumble though in front of a crowd, didn't he? Yeah, there was a crowd at the Rumble.
Yeah.
The pandemic kicked in about a month after that. Yeah.
His whole title reign basically had no crowds.
Yeah, which is hard.
No, it's very difficult because I know he got what's he get, a 10-month reign? I think
10-month reign. And was a good champion.
And was a very good champion. But the thing is, I think they're going in different directions, and that's not a bad slight on Drew. It's just this is where they are right now.
He's a two-time. He won it twice, didn't he? Did he won it back again, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he lost it and won it back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's super talented. He's got so much going for him. It's just finding that creative niche, I suppose, for him.
Yeah, 38 years old. He's still
maybe he'll turn. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the time he won the Rumble, he was fucking he was unbelievable. You know, wasn't doing much talking, just coming up.
I know a lot of people shit all over him over losing to Reigns, but I think that's just the way it is. Like,
yeah, he's a two-time WWE champion, one-time Intercontinental champion, NXT champion, tag team champion, the Royal Rumble winner, obviously, Triple Crown champion. Yeah, look, he's male superstar of the year, superstar of the year. Yeah, I don't know. I do love Drew. I love him. I just don't know. I don't know what I watch him on All Elite. I think I need to see him on WWE. But Money in the Bank, he needs to be there.
Yeah,
maybe he should. I think he should fight Reigns, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But I think Reigns is going to be involved in that tag match. It looks like it.
Against the Usos, yeah.
So other news, just quickly, because I know we don't hear all this. So just Chris Jericho says a match with Sting will never ever happen.
Do you think that's down to the fact that they're probably both in their 50s, or is it just something that he never ever wanted? I'd say it's just because of what it is now, yeah.
Yeah, I think if they went out there now, they'd really struggle to get the audience into what they want to do.
Yeah.
Like a combined age of 110 or more even.
Yeah, it's bizarre. They wrestled before?
They mustn't know. They mustn't have. If he's saying it.
Yeah.
If it happened in WCW on a random Nitro or Thunder, I'm not sure, but
I'm just gonna have a quick look down in 1 sec.
I just go on with a little bit of other news. AEW reached out to Sean Watman and he said no. Which is quite interesting. I guess he doesn't want to burn his bridges with WWE.
Yeah, he's still on a contract there, I'd say, is he?
Yeah, I'd say he's on a Legends contract. WWE to unify the women's tag team belts in 2 weeks' time.
What's your thoughts on Ronda?
The most regressed wrestler I've ever seen. She's gone backwards so much.
Yeah, it's not good, is it?
Mental. Gunter is on course to being the longest IC champion since Honky Tonk Man.
I've seen that.
Will he get there? We don't know. We'll see.
He'll probably lose an own in at Money in the Bank.
NBC cancels Young Rock, so another bad bit of news for Rock in
Yeah.
the last week.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. We feel for Dwayne The Rock Johnson, but look, this guy is one of the biggest guys in the world. He'll bounce back. And he's not, people think his life's in decline or fucking he's in a bad stage.
Yeah.
He's just far from it. Far from it. Shit happens. He knew the risks, you know what I mean, involved with XFL. He's
Yeah.
he's a very smart man, you know.
It's not closing down as well, by the way. They're still going to move forward next year.
Yeah, like you have to take a loss to earn the wins, you know what I mean? I got an email actually, fella, just have to read it out there. The email was 2 days ago. Someone says, do we know what matches have been announced for Money in the Bank in London? I just looked it up. They're obviously Ricochet. So like obviously the Money in the Bank ladder match for the men's championship match contract is Ricochet, Nakamura, LA Knight, Santos Escobar, Butch, and there's one more to be confirmed. I think that match is between Riddle and Damian Priest.
Yeah,
And then obviously,
I'm going to say LA Knight.
yeah, I think so too. And I think that'll be the right call. I think when you look at the names there, like I'm a big fan of Butch and Ricochet and Nakamura.
Yeah, they're just
yeah,
right. Butch isn't ready, and Nakamura's time is done.
Yeah, I think he likes to surf and do his thing. I can see Nakamura end up at All Elite Wrestling or go back to New Japan, but he's a great servant and I'm a big fan. The women's match, so there's obviously Selena, Becky Lynch, Zoe Stark, Bayley, Io Sky, and one more to be confirmed as well. So yeah, that's all that we know so far, guys. So I hope that answers your questions. And they asked us, are we going to London? As it stands, yes. We will be in London. Yeah, as it stands, yes. It's only 2 weeks away, really. So there's a lot coming up, but we will be there. Just need to figure out what day we're going to fly over in a nutshell. But yeah, look, we have a combination sorted and stuff. So yeah, it's just that's it. So look, if we see you there, we'll say hello. Don't worry. Nice one, Steve, for the email.
One more
right.
bit of news on Eric Bischoff because I just saw it there. Eric Bischoff to shave his head for charity. So that'll be quite interesting. So you can apparently donate to his charity, and then you get to shave his head if you're the highest donator.
He should have waited really till he came to Cork for that, certainly. We would have made million.
You could have done it for him.
Yeah, we could have done it. No, it's a great, like, we love Bischoff, and yet again, look, for all the fans that haven't heard, Eric is coming back to Europe. He's coming back to Ireland and the UK, and he will be in Cork, Cypress Avenue, Cork. Yeah, so get on to Cypress Avenue, Cork. Buy your tickets for Eric Bischoff. You get to meet the man. There's also general tickets on sale. We can't wait to be there. So yeah, Bischoff, props as always, my man. One of the greatest guys in all of wrestling, a guy that we absolutely love here, and he's given us so much time over the years. So Eric, thank you, and we look forward to seeing you and welcoming you to Cork, and we'll sneak you out the back for a Guinness and a Murphy's.
Yeah.
And we'll introduce you to Timmy Cronin, the man that you set right. So yeah, that's pretty much it, Phil, for this week. Yet again, guys, the show is brought to you by manscaped.com and the Macau Casino Cork. And we will be back next week. Do make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we're on Twitter, WrestleSlam/SlamWrestle. And yet again, them videos from RCW are on our page right now.
Just before we go as well, we will talk about AEW Collision next week. Because I don't want this weekend. I just didn't want to bring it up because I don't want to jinx it. I know I'm probably after jinxing it.
No, you haven't. You haven't.
I'm very worried that this show will just be another show, and I don't want that.
Yeah, you want more than that.
Yeah.
We hope one day that Phil falls back in love with All Elite Wrestling. They have pissed him off for so many months, and Phil is a guy that takes a lot.
Well, it's my brother as well is a huge fan, and he didn't even bother to stay awake for John Moxley's pay-per-view match. It's declining in terms of interest. Is very hard to follow.
Yeah, Understand.
Yeah.
Understand. Yeah, look, we'll talk about that next week. But guys, yet again, thank you very much for tuning our way to WrestleSlam the podcast. From myself, Jerry Collin, and from Phil Conley, we'll catch you soon. Stay classy and do stay tuned to WrestleSlam and support all our social platforms from the team. We'll see you later on.